the WFTs. And what I said was my best bet of the entire week, maybe of the entire season, my game of the year.
That's because you hate Joe Judge so much.
Correctly hate Joe Judge so much. WFT 22, Giants 7. So the moment that went viral, Joe Judge last week said, "It's clown show. We're not some clown show organization with fights happening on the sideline." You knew this was coming. Ron Rivera said, "I think you just talked about your own team." Joe Judge ran multiple quarterback sneaks out of kneel down formations, victory formations, out of his own territory on Sunday, including on 3rd and 9 from, I think, the 4-yard line.
Yes.
And the Fox announcer described it as, quote, sad.
It was
Chris Myers, maybe?
Chris Myers. Well done.
Yeah, Chris Myers and was it Mark Schlereth?
Maybe. But everyone was in agreement that it didn't make any sense.
Like, what are they doing? They line up in a kneel down quarterback sneak formation on 3rd and 9.
It doesn't matter if it's empty set. If it's 3rd and 9 from your own 4-yard line and you got Jake Fromm back there, you're not running a quarterback sneak. You don't do it with Lamar Jackson. You don't do it with Kyler Murray. You certainly do it with
You don't do it with Cam Newton.
So, yeah.
You don't do it with anybody. You're trying to get the first down. What is this guy? What is this clown show doing?
And the issue is that it certainly sounds like, and this is a point that our buddy Joe Musso was making because he's a Bears fan and said it felt very similar to him, is that the ownership is sort of blinded by, being good people and community and family and all that, and they're willing to give Joe Judge another year. We all know how this is going to turn out. I mean, this team is not winning. Well, they're not going to win. They're going to win 9 games. I mean, I was going to say 500, but that's a tie game. So they're not winning 9 games. There's a better chance they win 3 or 4. Joe Judge probably doesn't make it to Halloween. I mean, I can tell you exactly what's going to happen. There's so many holes in this team, and it starts if your team doesn't believe in the coach, it's a wrap. And doing this sort of stuff, I mean, like, what's the explanation? Do we know what he said after the game?
I didn't actually see what he said. Oh, he said, "I wasn't comfortable
calling normal plays."
Sorry, I had it up and then I got distracted by something else. Look, a squirrel.
This is it's like dating someone who hates dogs.
Via Zach Blatt on Twitter, he said Joe Judge said he ran those 2 QB sneaks deep in their own territory because he wanted to create space for when they punted it on 4th down.
Does he know you don't have to punt it on 4th down if you get a first down?
Does he know you can throw the ball overhand too to get more yards?
This is all legal. These rules were not just added this year.
Shortly after this thing happened, they, for whatever reason, the broadcast cut to Dave Gettleman in the like wherever he sits in the GM's booth or the
was he typing?
He was turned away from the field on his phone, like not paying any attention whatsoever. And I saw several Giants beat writers point this out too. Jerry Reese was fired in the middle of the season. Jerry Reese is a GM, won 2 Super Bowls. Dave Gettleman was down on the field with all of his family taking pictures in a retirement ceremony before this game. Like, this organization has gone from, they think they're a blue blood organization. They are trash.
They're not great.
They are. I would rather be the Jets than the Giants right now.
No, I agree with that. Robert Saleh, 100%.
Yeah. I mean, Joe Judge is humiliating the Giants. Like, I don't want the Giants ever to be good because this is great content, but Joe Judge is humiliating the Giants on a weekly basis. Dave Gettleman has made myriad terrible picks for this organization. Joe Judge claimed Charles Robinson of Yahoo had a great. What's that?
He laid into him after that.
Into him. Here's the opener. Relentless was a word that Joe Judge used as an anchor in the very first media conference of his New York Giants career. That kind of buzzy coach speak terms that rolls off the tongue well in interviews and can easily be plastered somewhere in the team facility. Ted Lasso has believed Joe Judge has relentless. And then he points out January 9th, 2020.
2 years ago to the day.
2 years to the day. Joe Judge said, "We'll play every play like it has a history and a life of its own with a relentless competitive attitude." And then January 9th, 2022, a quarterback sneak on 3rd and 9 from his own 4-yard line in the second quarter of a game where he was trailing 3-0 with less than 0 on the line. I mean, this guy is worse than Pat Shurmur and Ben McAdoo combined.
Would you rather have Matt Patricia coach his team next year, or would you bring back Joe Judge? I'm just thinking about the Belichick coaching tree. That's why I ask.
At least Matt Patricia didn't go out and lie about, or is it what like he said that former Giants were calling him, which is tampering, and that current Giants were begging him for a job, which what did
I would,
Charles-
if those were my two options, I would just have a fan raffle and literally just pick like a season ticket holder's name out of a hat and be like, all right, you're coaching this week, and we'll figure out next week when next week gets
All
here.
right. That's I feel bad for Giants fans. You have 2 first-round picks, top 10 picks.
But they did get free medium Pepsi a few weeks ago.
Oh, that's right.
Let me ask you this: if the Giants, let's say Dave Gettleman's gone, clearly he's retiring. Joe Judge is still up in the air. We thought he was going to be back. Now it's up in the air
Why is it up in the air all of a sudden? They said he's going
because of the last 2 weeks.
That's not a surprise to anyone that has even one eye. I mean, come on.
If you're Russell Wilson,
Yeah,
and you get Pete Carroll or John Schneider calls you and he's like, hey man, look, we got an offer for
Veto.
right. I agree.
so I'm asking, would you accept that? Would you tell them, yes, you can trade me to New York, or would you veto?
Well, he wants to be in a big market. Breach his
Yeah.
wife is a singer.
I think he would probably take it.
Why? You are basically saying, all right, Ciara, I will put you in New York City if that's what she wants. I don't even know, but those are the rumors. We'll go to New York City for you, but understand that I have 18 months to live because I'm going to get absolutely destroyed. And I know it was bad in Seattle. Do that times a million because there's no John Schneider, there's no Pete Carroll, there's no TJ Lockett, there's no DK Metcalf, Tyler Lockett. Who's TJ Lockett? On and on it goes. Tyler Lockett. I got his name wrong.
I think you're thinking of
I think I was trying to say TJ Watt.
no, you were trying to say what's his name? The old Falcons type. No, I don't know what you're trying to say.
But anyway, the point is that this team, go down the checklist. The player that plays the same position is immeasurably worse than what you have in Seattle.
The only reason you would do that trade, I think, if you're Russ Wilson,
For your wife.
is ownership. Besides that, ownership, and you're going to have the ability. You trust whatever GM they bring in who makes the trade, and you think you'll have some input into how things operate moving forward.
How often does that work out though? When you give that sort of power to a player?
Yeah, Tom Brady won a Super Bowl.